There's something we all know to be true. About this, there's no need to be blue. As plain as the nose upon your face, where straight lines can be replaced. It has to be, all the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. No corners here, just round and smooth. Every inch a path to prove. A spinning mind is full of grace. A joyous dance in every place. It has to be, all the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. No corners here, just round and smooth. Every inch a path to prove. A spinning mind is full of grace. A joyous dance in every place. It has to be, all the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. There's no need for logic here. Everyone knows tis globe, no fear. Round and round we go again. Together where joy never ends. It has to be, all the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. Shorter than a straight line can be true. If you imagine the shadows they be you. Tis globe, everyone sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. It has to be, all the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing.
And we are live. Free for all Friday. You know the sketch. Come on in. Come on down. Come and have a chat. There's a few things I want to be going over, I think, but hey, who cares really? It's just about conversation, isn't it? They're not big deals or anything, you know. Just points, things that we've noticed. Did you like the new intro, Tis Globe? I mean, there's never been a Tis Globe song quite like that. Bopping around. We'll get an album out. Tis Globe. Just so everybody knows, right? Because everybody already knows Tis Globe. And it's not a bad thing. It's just reality, right? And everybody wants to understand reality. You don't want people telling you what your reality is. You don't want them shaping it for you, do you? You do that yourself. Your globe. Everyone has their own globe, right? You know that. Oh, come on. It's a wonderful thing. I like the idea of that as well, because wisdom begins in wonder. That's how you gain wisdom from. So globe is a wonderful thing, right? And it should be deemed as such. You go on your journey to make your own globe, don't you? I mean, you've already made it from childhood, but now this is the adult one. You've got to check whether your childhood globe matches with the adult globe that you've got. You don't want any contradictions between the two, really. You want to try and weed those out, and that may be the problem for some people. But, you know, it's just a shape. So yeah, from here on in, I will be the number one globe salesman, but the real globe. Right? We're not having any contradictions. We're going to use logic to go forward within discussions and stuff. So anybody does want to come over, I know we've had people round today for a few chats. Seems to be a lot of concave earthers. It's a big thing at the minute. Maybe it's just that the concave earthers are the ones that can come and have a conversation. Because we know that the flat earthers find it difficult, obviously. And the globe guys, well, they're in a bit of a tiz at the minute because there's a big like religion thing going on, isn't there? Church of Globe, the one that you know, it's been talked about in the back of people's minds for quite a while. The religion of Globe, but could you make a whole new religion? I don't think you could. I think you'd have to incorporate it into an already existing religion, and I think that's what McToon and what's his friend called, Will Duffy. I think that's what those are doing at the minute. McToon's after leading, pushing forward his like his Bible and incorporating that into this church setting. You get tax-free stuff then, don't you? I think if you can religionize the globe, then imagine the amount of money you could save. So I think that's the plan. But, you know, I mean, each to their own. If you want to make a new religion based around your preferred monadic belief, then not me. I can't stop anyone from doing that. I'm not that sort of a thing. So we just, you know, we've got our eye on it. We're watching it. Interesting. Mishu says concave and globe makes more sense than flat. I think concave's even weirder than flat. I think, yeah, there's a... I don't know. But I mean, anybody can have a conversation about it, right? I think one of the common factors within all of this, the one thing that everyone should be able to agree on, taking my cue from geometry, right, is that all right angles are equal. Always. In all geometries. There's no other way. Don't think you can conceptualize it as being any different than all right angles being equal. It's like perpendicular is the key to this, to the understanding. If you can't conceptualize, or no, I don't think anybody can ever have done that, because that's it's the common factor within all geometries, is that all right angles are always equal. That they can contest what the line is, and, you know, do that in different geometries, and the conception of the straight within spherical and hyperbolic geometry and all of that. But alongside that, always all right angles are equal. And I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what we should all be able to agree on, that, and then work from there. But we never seem to do that. So there seems to be a portion of this that gets missed. And that's the foundational stuff that we should start off with at the beginning. I personally, right? Now, this may be my downfall in, maybe, the difference, but I only have reality. I don't have a model that I have to fit reality onto. There just is reality. And it is what it is. Likewise, I have a firm understanding of geometry through Euclidean understanding.
I do feel like there's a better explanation than it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I just, maybe we could explain it a little bit better than that.
Well, these other ones are models, aren't they? That that influence what you think reality is. And
Oh,
if you
absolutely.
don't have the models there, then you're just left with what is. Can't really. It's one of those things that doesn't really have the words. I mean, if you anybody wants to come and attempt the rhetoric to help us out,
Yeah.
then
All I know is somebody said it best. They said they got to do something weird to reality, is what it is. You know what I mean?
do
Yeah.
something different, right? And if
Yeah.
you can't imagine all right angles being different, right? All right angles are the same. That's an axiomatic thing within geometry. But it's not just within geometry, right? Because conceptualize them being different. How would they be different? How
Right.
could they be different? Like, I don't think there's any way for anyone to conceptualize them being different in any way.
Yeah, you definitely have to go out of your way to make to do that, for sure, without a doubt.
And that's what I think we've got to go forward with, is this real globe that we live on doesn't require you to take on contradictions, right? So
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is it?
Yeah, if you use logic and you come up against a contradiction, you can see the contradiction, then there's something wrong. It doesn't fit reality. Contradictions aren't meant to be. Right, so here we go. I've just had a. Oh, what is that? Yeah, just had a conversation with people over. I know I shouldn't, over at McToon's website, because McToon. Go over a clip of that, right, to see whether anybody else notices it, because they're asking me to find a lie, so I posted a clip where McToon lied. But this one, right? The question for this is, it's a definition of level, right? It's a cherry-picked one from Merriam-Webster's, and it's not the noun or the verb. This is the adjective, and the first one within the dictionary, right? So you've gone past a load of other definitions, and you come to the first adjective. Now, the question here is, actually, it's 3 of 3. Question here is, can a dictionary contradict itself within a definition? That was the question that I asked them. And, well, I don't know. It's a test. Like, would you think that a dictionary could give you a definition, one, A and B, right? Now, could A contradict B and B contradict A within a dictionary definition?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say I could see that in modern times.
Do you think a
I could see them
dictionary
maybe
could do it? Or do you think the
what the hell?
dictionary would use skillful sophistry within words to allow the reader to conceptualize of a contradiction or not see a contradiction, right? But the question is, do you think a dictionary can contradict itself within a definition?
You wouldn't expect it to. It looks like it is there.
Well, you would say that the definition, right, is the law of identity, right? This is the grammar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Specifically. And within logic, there is a law of non-contradiction, right? You can't contradict yourself. So I would say a dictionary cannot contradict itself. So therefore, I would say that what you're looking at there isn't a contradiction. But other people see it differently, obviously. because it's a cherry-picked definition that's cited by a lot of people. But to me, I don't see a contradiction there.
No.
Because the liquid parts of the Earth's surface,
Self-explanatory. Everybody knows every norm. Like somebody who's not even aware of this arena would know that right off the bat.
yeah,
No doubt.
you'd have
100%.
to look at that and think, isn't that a little bit weird? Like, like it's out of the norm, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah.
Having no part higher than another, conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface. Well, it's just told you a bit earlier that it's called a horizontal condition. And the horizontal condition doesn't have any curvature. So I'd say that's like a logical type thing. You have to use your mind to be able to work that out. But it also says that part B, parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal. And we know that all horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon. So you can't possibly have them contradicting each other. In fact, they don't. Because, as it said earlier, a water level is a tool that establishes what it calls a horizontal condition.
Of course.
Of course, yeah. But it's interesting to see how many people, particularly, will allow for both the dictionary to have contradiction or for themselves to interpret the dictionary as having a contradiction. Yeah. But I mean, if people are willing to use the definitions, I mean, we are going to be going on to Imaginometry in a bit, which is, how to talk to people in 2024, I guess. Like, we've been here watching and talking to people, seeing how conversations go, and learning as well. So all of these conversations that I have with people, good day, Mobius. All of these conversations that we have, interesting. How can I get it here? Just so. Let me get a screen grab of this. Copy and paste. So there's the other one. Number 3 again. It's weird, that, isn't it? Horizontal condition, especially equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of even altitude. That's what a water level does. That's what it's a tool for that. So let me just go back over there and check, see whether I'll best go and do it on my phone. I don't want to be posting the stuff that goes on over there in McToon's website, I can tell you. I was over there, and there seems to be a lot of people that, I was over there talking about McToon lying to the congregation of Will Duffy's church, because I'm not too sure that's the sort of thing that's expected, but I mean, it is the Church of the Globe that they're setting up, so you'd expect a few lies, or maybe the contradictions that you've accepted into your paracosm. Who knows? Oh, McToon says... Oh, right, here we go. Look, I will post this because this is McToon.
Says you've gone for backup. The cult will arrive soon.
I posted it here. We've been talking about that. Look, check this out. Yes, because he calls me. They've changed my name. It's Bev Try Not Doxing, and McToon, being the ever gracious host, says, "Yeah, this is the evil lying scum name that identifying when I misspoke and intentionally lying about him. Misspeaking is not lying. Doing what name does is lying." And then he says, "Did I mention that Bev Try Not Doxing is an evil, lying, filthy liar?" Evil. So this is the guy that's going to head the church.
Plain curves.
A bit earlier, I said, "Have you lied to any church congregations recently?" And he said, "I've never done that. Can you show me the evidence?" So I went, let me just give me a second. No, I'll get this in here.
I just happen to have one right here. Strangely enough.
It's titled McToon Lies, this one, so it's not hard for me to find. It's just posting it now into the Discord. Everyone can see that. And this is, it's not McToon lying to the congregation of Will Duffy's church, right? That it's a misspeak. But listen, I'll let you guys listen to it. Oh, you have to listen to the clip in the Discord.
The definition of level, you're right. If you look in Webster, or Merriam-Webster, the definition of level in the adjective, which is the descriptor, right, describing something, the very first one, that's the adjective, says that level is the curved surface pertaining, or the curve pertaining to the surface of the earth. So
now it doesn't, does it? It definitely doesn't say that. So that's one. So he's intentionally left out the part that says it's parallel to the plane of the horizon, right? Which is a lie by omission, technically. But I mean, that's not the big one anyway. That was just an extra one, a bonus, a Brucey bonus.
Oh, the actual definition of level when talking about the earth is that it's curved. Now, flat, it doesn't make sense to play word games and definition games, right? Because none of that changes the shape of the earth, right? The earth is the shape it is, whether the definition of level means flat or curve. So go measure it. And so you had the definition of a plane. In reference to the surface of the earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be...
See, now that's the big one, right? I'm not happy about that. That is a blatant lie. But I mean, McToon says it's a misspeak. What do you reckon? Does it sound like a misspeak? Put it back again.
And so you had the definition of a plane. In reference to the surface of the earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be, what surveyors are going to say is that the...
Surveyors aren't going to say that. Planes don't curve. That's ridiculous. Now, a lie? Because he says surveyors say it. Is it a misspeak? Or is that an intentional lie that he's saying is a misspeak? I don't know. It's not. I mean, he didn't say it to me. He said it to the congregation of Will Duffy's church. He's been invited over there to say it. Listen to it again. Listen.
elevation doesn't change. In reference to the surface of the Earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be, what surveyors are going to say. In reference to the surface of the Earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be, what surveyors are going to say. In reference to the surface of the Earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be, what surveyors are going to say. In reference to the surface of the Earth, a plane is also a curved surface. That's going to be, what surveyors are going to say.
So, 133, that video. If you want it, it's in the Discord. McToon, misspeaking. And if you point out that that might have been a lie to the congregation, then he, McToon, will call you an evil, lying, filthy scumbag. Even though you haven't been the one that's lied or misspoke to Will Duffy's congregation. Now, I don't think, as I'm aware, I don't think McToon has ever put an apology out to Will Duffy's congregation about his misspeak. Somebody says geodetic surveyors do measure the Earth's curve. They don't measure the plane curving. That's ridiculous. Because planes are two-dimensional, length and breadth. In reference to the Earth, they don't curve. Because here's the secret, right? It's called geometry. Let me just find this. I'll find it. Pictures. Might take a while. I've got a lot of pictures.
All right, what'd I miss?
Well, we're just going over McToon and his lie. I mean, it's definitely a lie. It's not a misspeak, because he's telling everybody over there now that I'm evil. I'm an evil, lying, filthy scumbag, and he's using my name, like as he does. Whilst calling me a doxer. Which is interesting, because they call me a doxer because they say I've doxed myself. So now McToon uses my name and calls me a doxer whilst using my name. Interesting, right? Oh, I'm trying to find me geometry thing. Basically, the geo part of geometry is the Earth. It's geometry, which is Earth measurement. So when McToon says that the plane in reference to the Earth curves, that's just a blatant lie. Or a misunderstanding of geometry. I'm going to have to give up on finding this. Yeah, I can't find it. Let me, one last chance. I'll look them in a different file. Yeah, not in there either. Corey can't find it. But yeah, the obviously a surveyor wouldn't tell you that in reference to the Earth a plane curves. Now, if that's the misspeak, then McToon wants to come out and say, sorry, he didn't mean to say that. I think he should put a video out and say that, rather than just calling people evil, lying, filthy liars or whatever it is. He says, "What's the decay? Evil, lying, filthy liar." Yeah, that's it. That's what he does. So like a bit over the top with the liar bit, and you know, but that's the way McToon is. I'll just check if there's any other comments come from McToon while I'm away. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like that's it. That's his reply to the, you know. Yeah. That's his thing about when we said he asked me to provide the evidence of where he lied to the congregation, and I gave it to him, and his reply was to call me an evil, lying, filthy liar. Just go back and listen to it. You know, in fact, come into the Discord. You can get the clip for yourself, or go into McToon's Discord. I've posted it over there in his general chat. We've been having a discussion. Anybody can get involved with it. But yeah, that's what we was going over, Kev, about the, you know, could you have a definition that contradicts itself?
Could you have, or
yeah?
I mean, I suppose one could just make it up, right? Because
look in the live chat. 13 minutes past. There's two definitions. The top one. It's got a part A and B. And this is one of the things that I was saying about McToon, right? He said that the definition of level says it curves. But the lie by omission would be him missing out the bottom part, right? Parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal, right? Now, the question then comes, it's a part A and B. Can that definition one, part A and B, contradict each other? Like, is that allowed in modern day dictionaries?
Well, this is a loaded question, right? Because I would say without the term modern thrown in there, no, of course not. You'd never want to have a definition that even seemingly contradicted itself, right? But being modern, we know that definitions are meaningless. So I guess have at it, right? No problem. Contradictions abound. There's no worries for the mind at all.
Well, like I say, I don't think there is a contradiction there. In fact, I would say there isn't a contradiction there, because a dictionary is the grammar. That's the first part of your understanding within the logic sense. It's the first part of the trivium. And as we know, the law of non-contradiction applies always to reality. So you cannot have a contradictory definition.
I would agree. I would tend to agree with that, but I'm playing devil's advocate here, because either some of the people that we talk to have to go with it that there is a contradiction there if they're taking both A and B together, yeah, or they don't see a contradiction because horizontal curves.
Yeah, some way for them to justify it that there is no contradiction there, but still allow themselves to have one curve and the other one not curve. Or it's somehow, right? They somehow justify the contradiction, or they outright accept the contradiction, or can't see the contradiction, or, like me, say they're the same thing, right?
Yep.
They are both talking about the horizontal condition.
And I think that's what at least my understanding is of level 1A is conforming to the curvature of liquid parts of the Earth's surface, which are not curved.
A horizontal condition, as it says a little bit earlier as the noun, the tool that establishes a horizontal condition.
So why would a dictionary do this then?
Yeah, I'd say
to promote
this is sophistry, isn't it? Yeah, to allow
I think so.
the mind to be able to accept a
I think so.
contradiction. I think, yeah. Seeing as this is the only dictionary that does that, this you won't see this particular definition. This is the cherry pick definition from this particular dictionary. Everybody's a geodetic surveyor, Meraki. They're just surveyors. Don't worry about it. They measure the land. You're trying to say that they're something special. They're not. They're just surveyors. There's no special surveyors that do special things with straight lines. Doesn't happen. I know there's a lot of people that have attempted to do this over the years or whatever. I know that people are still around, but the real globe doesn't require you to accept any contradictions. It doesn't force you to do any of that. As it shouldn't. Which is, I don't know, perhaps a good way of getting into the new... Well, it's not really new, is it? Imaginometry. So how can some people do that? Surveyors just measure distances, Meraki. Like, what's different from A to B? It's a measured distance. I don't like the idea of people just coming along and sort of trying to stick up for something that, model affliction, something rotten. The bit that we just went over when McToon was talking, he said surveyors would say that when talking about the Earth's surface, then the plane curves. So would that make the plane surveyors, Meraki? I mean, like, what's the difference? If the plane curves, then why do you need your fancy surveyors? The plane curves. McToon said it, or maybe he misspoke, maybe he lied. But it just doesn't make any sense. No, Meraki. That's something that you've decided that you do yourself. They're just surveyors. Crazy that you've managed to get this far. 5 years. On an idea that things are different, yet somehow the same. Weird. But it's 2024, right? We're 40 years on from 1984. Been going over this today. I was in my prime. 1984. I'm literally could possibly be the product of 1984. The music and everything. Prime of life. Meraki's talking about denying it. Nobody's denying anything. We're just saying surveyors just survey the land. They don't do it differently. They just do it the same. Locally. They survey locally. And you'd be able to chat to the surveyors if there was any globe surveyors still around here. There's only Larry. Have you ever chatted with Larry? They're making a new one. They're making a guy called Jesse Gordon. He's going to be the new globe surveyor. And he has measured horizontal and vertical being not perpendicular over there. So perhaps that's what he means by his different surveyors, Meraki. Is that what you mean? The surveyors that measure horizontal and vertical being not perpendicular over there. The globe. The armchair globe. Blue marble surveyors, I think. I think that's what Meraki's talking about. They're a very specific group of surveyors. They tend to be highly qualified amongst their own people. It's always the angles, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yep.
Oh, what? Check this out. This is Meraki. I'm quoting Meraki, right? In fact, let me get this. This is one of those. Tell me you're not model afflicted without. Here we go. He says, as I said earlier, they use theodolites and measure the angles in between land features, creating triangles. And those triangles are always more than 180 degrees. Only possible on a sphere. Well, it seems it's possible on mountains as well, because that's what you do. As I said earlier, they used theodolites to measure the angles in between land features. So it's also possible in between land features.
That's weird. I always thought surveyors use things like total stations or auto levels and measuring rods over short distances.
Yeah. Yeah, but triangles have 180 degrees. That's a geometric fact, right? I mean, surveyors don't measure they don't falsify geometry, do they?
So not triangles,
so is it
then.
possible? Is it possible that surveyors could possibly falsify geometric proofs? Or is it possible that Meraki is slightly model afflicted? All. He's done an all statement. So you'd only need to get a triangle with less than 180 degrees or 180 degrees to falsify Meraki's all statement. And they're measuring distances of up to 4 or 5 miles. Measuring distances, yeah. I think he means measuring the angles over distances. But, you know, he might be a little bit confused. I should really get the chat on the screen, shouldn't I? Other people can do that. I should be able to.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. But this is Imaginometry at work in the chat for us.
Yeah, the first definition is definitions are meaningless, right?
Well, I mean,
so when we have triangle,
he's contributed to surveyors being able to falsify geometry. Now, what's the bet that Meraki in the chat there is neither a surveyor nor a mathematician or a geometer or a logician? Like, what's he doing? What's the What's the idea of that somebody coming into the chat talking such
He is an
nonsense?
evangelist for a model, though.
Yeah.
The religion that you never knew you had.
Preaching. I'm not
I wonder
denying
how you
reality.
draw it. I wonder how you draw that triangle, just for us to see. It's in the chat there. Interesting to see what it looks like, that triangle with more than 180 degrees.
Ooh, 3 points. Measuring the angles between 2 points. Fascinating.
He's a polymath.
Without ever doing any surveying or anything, it's just like got an idea of a dogmatic globe. That you're going to come over here and try and pretend that surveyors in reality can falsify geometric proofs. It's crazy. It's only when you find yourself in a position like this that you realize exactly how afflicted the people are within this arena. Because I don't think anybody else would ever be able to say that.
You'll be summoning Charles. It is a Friday.
I mean, a lot of people have said it to me, but within the context of this arena, right now, it's beyond a joke, right? Because there are people that truly have been put in the position, like Meraki. Like, there's loads of people that are like that, and maybe there's people listening thinking, well, Meraki must be right, like, can't be Bev. But there are actual proofs within geometry, within, mathematics, where you can prove that triangles have 180 degrees. The dude in our chat thinks that there's another group of people that can falsify that in reality. Where'd you get there? Like, I mean, that's almost as if, right, you were trying to do a test, realizing Euclid in reality and doing a straight line. And people think that the test that you do ends up falsifying the straight line. That's a contradiction. It's contradictory thinking, which is exactly where Imaginometry comes from. There's a necessity for it. And Euclidean geometry, unfortunately, doesn't allow for this type of stuff. There's no contradictions in reality. There's no contradictions within logic, because we have a thing called the law of non-contradiction. It's a law. You can't contradict yourself. It's sort of like the foundations of mathematics, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he does seem to think that Jesse gave you a spanking in the debacle, the debate, when pretty much everybody on the server where it was live said Jesse lost.
Askin says Jesse got banned from Geos.
Gave some harsh critiques of Jesse, some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody says, Mobius says it wouldn't surprise him if it was Jesse.
Oh, no. Really?
Could be.
Mm.
Says, give us another explanation for triangles of more than 180 degrees. You don't. There's no explanation of triangles with more than 180 degrees. Triangles have 180 degrees. It's pretty simple. They're not happy about the religion thing either. There's some people over there that don't like the idea of the religion, whether that be the church of the religion that you never knew you had, or any religion really, because some of them are staunch atheists. Eric's telling him, yeah, everybody, triangles only have 180 degrees, right? It is a fundamental understanding. Meraki, you don't even understand what you're talking about. Again, like you did with surveying, and like you did with whatever, you're dealing with an affliction where you're going to end up contradicting yourself. You're probably already doing it. Triangles don't have more than 180 degrees. That would be a contradiction, because triangles are proven to have 180 degrees. Yes. So, I mean, I don't know, Meraki. I don't know what put you in that position. Perhaps it was me. Perhaps it was me saying that triangles have 180 degrees that caused you to say, nuh-uh, not that. I mean, that is ridiculous. Everybody, you have to acknowledge the fact that, if somebody says triangles, look at this, there's a proof here of triangles having 180 degrees. For anybody to reply with some other triangles have more, go on then, show us. Show us what this triangle looks like, because it's not a triangle. The one that you're thinking of, Meraki, is not a triangle. It's a three-dimensional portion of a sphere. It's not a fucking triangle. I'm sorry. You should be able to come in. Jesse, come in and have a chat. I have got a few songs. Well, not a few. Most of you might have heard it. Let me get to the videos. Right, here we go.
Imaginometry.
Hope it lets me play it. Got it with members only. Let me get it out for you guys. Let me sort this screen out. Right, this is my Imaginometry. Now, I've been working on this for, well, I mean, we did do it a long time ago. There's a lot of people that have been involved in this. So I made this earlier this week. I've sent it out to a few people who I thought might be interested in it. not had many replies back, so I don't know what people think of it. But this is my attempt at trying to understand the geometry involved in the discussions that we have with people, because obviously Euclidean geometry is a problem for a lot of people. It throws up too many contradictions for them and their perceived model. So you need to have a thought process, which geometry actually is. You know, it's a foundational construct that we use to be able to understand reality and dimensions and stuff. Well, if that goes amiss, then you need another backup one, and that's where we have Imaginometry. Luckily, it's 2024. This is the sort of thing that is needed. You guys on there, can you see that? There's not many in there. Anyway, so I'm going to be playing the Imaginometry. This is Imaginometry, definitions, postulates, and axioms. We haven't got started on any of the other stuff yet, but this is the foundational understanding of Imaginometry. Enjoy.
Imaginometry. Definitions and axioms. Definitions. Postulates and axioms. Definitions.
Definition 1. All definitions are meaningless. Definition 2. Any and all defined definitions can be redefined. See definition 1. 3.3. Definition 3. Any defined definitions that have been redefined become the definitive definition until being redefined. See definition 1.
4. If a definition doesn't fit, conjure a new one. Remember, you're in control. Navigation is expected. Always refer to definition 1. 5a. Point is that of which you can imagine as being a series of interconnected points, making up everything from nothing or making something into nothing.
Definitions.
6. The duration alone of either verbal or written definitions reinforces your definition or redefinition.
Definitions. Postulates and axioms.
Postulate 1. Anything can be imagined. Anything that cannot be imagined can be imagined and imagined in the future.
Postulates and axioms.
Postulate 3. Once the conceptualized imaginings are envisioned to be truly imagined, then the imaginometer and imaginometrist can become the imaginometer. 4. A solitary individual can envisage their imaginings as being the imaginings of the whole, therefore an individual's imaginings can be imagined as the consensus. Postulate 6. Anything that can be imagined to be real. 7. That which isn't something else can exist as something within the imaginable. Axiom 1. It is globe. It has to be. Axiom 2. All imaginings must assume a shape. Axiom 3. Anything in reality can be imagined differently. 3.3. When your imagined shape is under an augmented threat of another's imagined competing shape, then the imaginometrist must imagine that the fault violator must be willfully ignorant of the imaginometrist's perception, automatically reject the opposing thought shape. 4. All evidence is assumed evidence of your globe. 5. Any evidence contrary to your globe can be assumed to be evidence for your globe. 6. If it doesn't logically fit the globe, then the logic must be illogical. Think logic. 7. Reality cannot be disproved and does not need imagining. The sole purpose of imaginometry is to envelop a unique, personalized, idiosyncratic conceptualization of an individualized paracosm. If at any time an imaginometrist is asked to provide evidence of their globe, the imaginometrist must obfuscate and ask the offender to provide the evidence they require. This is called a sophrersal. The 5th postulate. If an imaginometry axiom meet a perceived axiomatic obstruction as to cause the imaginometrist distress, then the imaginometrist should disregard the offending thought and fabricate a new axiom immediately. This is one of the steps in becoming a imaginometer. Definitions. Postulates. Postulate 1. Anything can be imagined.
Definitions.
Anything
Postulates and
that cannot be
axioms.
imagined can be imagined and imagined in the future. Postulate 1. Anything that can be imagined and imagined in the future. Postulate 3. Once the conceptualized imaginings are envisioned to be truly imagined, then the imaginometrist can become the imaginator. 4. solitary individual can envisage their imaginings as being the imaginings of the whole. Therefore, an individual's imaginings can be imagined as the consensus. Postulate 6. Anything that can be imagined to be real. 7. That which isn't something else can exist as something within independent of imaginable. Axiom 1. It is global. Imaginings must assume a shared evolution. Axiom 3. Anything in reality can be imagined. Postulates.
Yeah, I don't know whether anybody will get that yet. But we're going to be going over that sort of stuff. It's quite hard to get a grip on because it's what's required and what's necessary. But you still have to have and hold the Euclidean principles at the same time. Or is the Imaginometry that strong that you can give up Euclidean principles, hand triangles, having 180 degrees, provably, hand that away? Come in and have a chat, Meraki. It's only reality, right? We're only talking about mathematics, reality. Horizontal and vertical are perpendicular. In reality, we all know that. It's just that certain people are saying that triangles in reality don't have 180 degrees. That was you, Meraki. You said that. Now, I know that you can't cite anybody that's actually done that because it would be literally groundbreaking for you to be able to undo a mathematical proof in reality. It'd be like a reverse proof. How can you undo a mathematical proof in reality? It's crazy. There's a load of people that say you can't prove things in reality. So for you to be able to undo a mathematical proof in reality sounds even stranger. And I'm not too sure that group of people, like ones that you like pretend you're supporting, I don't know whether they go along with it or not. I don't know whether that's something that people can do. I know most people shy away from the conversation of proof within reality. We ain't normally end up talking about that on our own, but I mean that's okay. It's a difficult conversation for people to have. Which is why I think we were going to go into a thing afterwards, do a bit of a short show tonight. It's a shame people can't come in, eh? Technical stuff. What technical stuff? Falsification of mathematical proof, Meraki. It should be quite easy, really. I mean, the proof of a triangle having 180 degrees is obvious, right? I mean, anybody can do that. So, Meraki, I mean, maybe if you're too shy to come in and actually have a, voice these things. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that would be quite... well, I mean, it's unbelievable, really, that we would be the sort of people to break this mathematical thing. I mean, would I be able to put this out as an exclusive, Meraki? Can we queue you up for a, come on in. This deserves to be talked about. How we can falsify a mathematical proof in reality with theodolites. Maybe we should get funded for this. Or maybe you say it's already been known about, but to my knowledge, I saw somebody do a proof of triangles having 180 degrees. They're still using it. They cannot know about Meraki's saying that other people measure triangles or falsify this thing. Oh, thank you very much, Gods. Some new members. Be able to listen to the new music. I've got it on members only, but it'll be going up on the website soon. Thank you very much, Gods. I don't know what you're talking about. Measuring light angles to lights in the sky? What? No, we're talking about triangles having more than you. That's what was your claim. Meraki, your claim was that triangles in reality have more than 180. All, I think it was. I think I can remember all triangles. Who else has said that? Let me go back. Yeah, I mean, that is... Come on in, Meraki. Please. Give us this. Unless you're just trolling. I mean, do you often attempt this? Do you attempt it on any mathematician sort of thing? Or you just sort of go round... Oh, there you go. J. Rose got it. Perhaps Blue Marble Science taught him. All triangles. So that's not only you, Meraki. Was it Blue Marble? Is that you, Blue? Yeah, I'll get there. There we go. I'll put the Meraki one up there. So that's two of you. Both Blue Marble scientists, Meraki?
Again, all right.
Yeah,
it's great.
All like
All we need is the black swan.
Yeah,
don't we?
Just
one triangle in reality that
has
measures 180 degrees.
Yeah, like on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what you'd think.
Can't do it, I don't think.
Come on in, Discord. No mic, no Discord. Oh, no phone. That's bad. We have been studying a bit of geometry. It's only basic stuff, but I mean, we do know what shapes are, and we do know a few of the proofs. Have you heard of pi? You get 2 pi for a circle. There's 2 pi radians within a circle. That's because that's the unit circle, and pi has 180 degrees. It's weird that, isn't it? Straight lines 180, triangles 180, parallel. Triangles always have the sum of 2 right angles. That's because it's an axiom. Meraki seems to think that he's falsified that in reality. That's really weird. I don't think he understands geometry. We've been saying that for quite a bit. Forever assigned to chat trolls. That's the best he's ever going to have. It's a shame, seeing as he's falsified a mathematical proof. And he'd just have to stay in the YouTube chat. And it's a shame. What you should do is get a whiteboard and sort of do your proof. Or do you just go around telling people that other people have done it? On the real globe, right, they do triangulation. And triangles have 180. He must have heard of trigonometry. You can't just go around saying that trigonometry's been falsified without, actually coming in and explaining to us what you're actually saying. Or maybe you're just talking shit. Text chat trolls. I guess it's going to be a short one this week. Bereavement in the family and all of that, so. I'll put the thingy on. I have been making songs though, right? So I'm going to release these songs. There's loads of conversations. Do you guys really want to hear them?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I have specific reasons for that, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think my time for having conversations with model afflicted people is come to an end. I don't think I can do it anymore. The intention was to try to show people, what happens when people enter this arena, because the people in this arena have obviously developed an entire paracosm around their false dichotomy, and it's just been going backwards and forwards for ages. They've developed their own arguments that aren't really arguments, but they can go backwards and forwards with each other because the false dichotomy, they're both so similar they can't acknowledge each other's weaknesses because they also have the same weakness.
Same weaknesses. Yeah, one of those is law of identity, right? Because both sides of the false dichotomy have an issue with law of identity.
And the acceptance of a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, flat is not flat. And a sphere is not a sphere. But, No, yeah, God, I'm not saying I'm going to leave. I'm just saying that I can't talk to these people anymore because I think I'm causing them to do this. And me actually communicating with them, I feel I'm causing it to be worse. And I know that's not a good thing because it's a danger what occurs to the minds of these people. So yeah, that clarity that you're talking about, right, that's still going to be coming. It's going to have to. But in order for us to have the conversations, we are going to have to talk about these things. And they Frantic Bunny is, they don't want us talking about it because it's either awkward or it's something that they should have done and they feel guilty that they've not seen it. Like the questions that should have asked themselves are the questions that we want to ask them, but they don't want to hear it, so they shut it out rather than dealing with the issues and everything. They They shut these out, and it to them it works, but to us, no. But this is where it starts getting into the strange area, right? That what we're going to start talking about is mental issues. We're going to have to go into mental health. And it should be made aware that your mental health is seriously at risk if you stay in this for too long, if you enter it the wrong way. And I think I might be guilty of, causing a few of those issues.
And I would say just the concepts involved in the accepting of contradictions, whether in this arena or any other, right?
Yeah.
The misidentification of the breaking of the law of identity with regard to whatever it is that's being discussed. That's a bigger problem than just this arena. And I think that's what we really need to talk about, because people are feeling this all over the world, right? They're seeing it all over the world. There's all sorts of topics, not just, ridiculous shape of the earth topics, but like real topics that impact people every day. Whether we're talking about, their daughters being able to go, actually get into girls' sports, things like that. Our political situation, especially in the West. All of this to me, stems from these kinds of things that we're going to be talking about. We have to talk about them.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate that no one else does.
Yeah.
That's right. No one else wants to talk about them. Just keep it quiet. Just keep the false dichotomy going. Keep the red team versus blue team going.
Yeah, it's like
because it helps out both
Don't
teams.
Don't talk of the false dichotomy.
Right. You never get anywhere. It's constant circles. We see that in our political movements and religious movements, and in certainly this arena. It's everywhere. The false dichotomies are everywhere. That deserves to be discussed.
Yeah. So if anybody does want to come in, right, and I am being serious about this now, there is a change going on. The On the Level Discord server, it's not the sort of server that everybody tends to think it is within this arena. I mean, everybody's free to come over and have a chat. We've had quite a few people come over and have discussions, but I mean, it's not a flat Earth server. It's not a globe Earth server. It's just a server where you can come and have a chat about real things. And the real globe, right, it doesn't ever ask you to accept a contradiction. And it never would. A lot of these people round here want you to stop talking about certain things because it's awkward. They don't want you to ask certain questions. Well, we're not like that over here. You can come over and ask us questions, but expect a dialogue, right? It's got to go both ways. It's a conversation, not just people coming asking you a load of stupid questions, which we have had over the times. Making stupid claims like Meraki as well. Talking about a narrative that we've created. I've not unless you're talking about me talking, that's the only narrative that I got. Anybody can come and have a conversation, just maybe not the weekend. Saturday, Emma tends to get really upset if you come around Saturday. That's UFC day, gaming. But any other time, right, you just come over, come and have a chat. We're always open for it. Yeah, unless you've been banned. Yeah, nothing wrong with discussing mental health. We need to be discussing it. I've seen some really strange things and been witness to it, and I think I can induce it, and that's a bad thing. I have to. I've been doing a thing over the past few months, years, perhaps. That whereas if I know somebody has mental issues, I just won't engage. I can't, and I can't engage with people if I know that they've contradicted themselves. You know. You want to find a way in this arena. You want to find a way to be able to find if the person you're talking to, you can actually communicate with them, or whether there's going to be some sort of hostility or, you know, walls that maybe need to be broke down before you can actually have that conversation. I believe we've found a really touchy subject, and we're right in the middle of an arena that these people, they're very touchy about these particular topics. So you have to find a way to be able to communicate with people in a way that to not draw out a problem. It's the first definition, 3 of 3. Yeah. McToon. I guess he's still trying to justify his lying to the congregation. You have to point out, Mike, it's not actually McToon and that definition, really. That was just the first one. That was a lie by omission, and he's still doing it there. He's not putting part B there. That was the point. If without putting part B there and saying it curves, he's allowing people to think that there is a contradiction within that definition. Because part B definitely says parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal. So you can't have it curving and be horizontal in the same definition. But McToon will try to do his... I guess that's a visual sophistry, isn't it? He's purposely cut part B off. Yeah, Zeptepi. At least we're not flat earthers. We're definitely not flat earthers, so... But it's not a big deal, right? There's lots of people that aren't flat earthers. It shouldn't really be any great thing to say. I don't know. There are some strange things going on. Right, so has anybody got anything else? Can I round out for tonight? Friday? Come back next week, or I mean, I don't know. To see what's going on. We will have to sort out realising Euclid, all of these sort of things. The proofs within reality that prove the real globe, they're still going ahead. I will be having a word with Dave Weiss, hopefully, and we'll be doing the proof of the real globe. Try and get my hands on that Bitcoin. Could do with a nice studio in the bottom of the garden. The on the level global studio. He's not calling me evil, is he? So we're going to go over this sort of stuff, and if you want, go over to McToon's his Discord, see what's going on over there. We're just talking about, you know, the real globe, proofs of the real globe. 'Tis globe. Look at that. No way. Hopefully we've sold another one to Gord's. Look at that. I'm going to be the top globe salesman of 2024 at this rate. I'll do it by the end of the year. Another part of the script is globe. Here we go then. This is tis globe. This is the upbeat, and if you can't tap your foot to this, nod your head in the car. This is the globe anthem. Here we go. You don't really mean you can shoot.
There's something we all know to be true. About this, there's no need to be blue. As plain as the nose upon your face, where straight lines can be replaced. It has to be. All the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. No corners here, just round and smooth. Every inch a path to prove. A spinning mind is full of grace. A joyous dance in every place. It has to be. It has to be. All the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. No corners here, just round and smooth. Every inch a path to prove. A spinning mind is full of grace. A joyous dance in every place. It has to be. It has to be. All the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. There's no need for logic here. Everyone knows tis globe, no fear. Round and round we go again. Together where joy never ends. It has to be. It has to be. All the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. Shorter than a straight line can be true. If you imagine the shadows gave it you. Tis globe, everyone sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing. It has to be. It has to be. All the people sing. Tis globe, it's such a wonderful thing.
Right, we've not gone yet. We will be going soon. I just wanted to play that song. I know I've probably listened to it more than most, and I still like it. It's a good song. I don't know whether it's long enough. In fact, I want to get me lad on it. Do a mix. I've got another one that I think will be a good mix with it if we could put both of them together. Zeptepi's saying about proof. I mean, if you want to go proof for proof on the globe, the real globe, Zeptepi, I mean, I can do that. Let's do a showcase, globe proofs. Because, you know, we've all learned a bit of logic, a bit of mathematics, a bit of geometry over the years. I think it's about time we started showcasing the globe proofs, the real globe proofs, right? Because that's the what I'd start with. I'd start with, if there is a proof within reality, right, then that proof within reality must help to prove the real globe, right? Can only add to the real globe proofs with proofs within reality. I mean, I don't know where else you could get your proofs from. Like, well, what are we meant to do with the proofs in reality, if not use them to prove the real globe? So we have Realising Euclid Tests. We've got many of them. I've tweaked the Realising Euclid Test. I'm going to run it over with everybody. New method. Got a cat. Cat's come to her. So does anybody have anything else? If not, we'll go out. I've got a few. I do have a few of these tunes. In fact, probably more than most. Why does everybody still talk about Arwen? It's like they all obsess over him. Sorry. Okie dokie. We will be back. I don't know. Something's gonna have to change with what's going on. There are a lot of people playing games within this arena, but I'm serious about this. We do have tests in reality. We do have an understanding. As far as I consider, we are the ones that have the rhetoric for this arena. We're the ones that have the rhetoric for the real globe. We've got the rhetoric for the dogmatic globe as well. We can prove whichever globe you want. We can do both. And we can show you the difference between the dogmatic globe and the real globe. Come over and have a chat. See if you can have a chat with us without getting triggered about your model. It does require you to drop the model within conversation, particularly within here. And we'll try and not get triggered by the things that you say. And we'll, I don't intentionally try and trigger people. We just we might ask questions that you've never been asked before. Maybe difficult for that sort of stuff, but we're here for conversation. If anybody does want to come and actually proving things, whether you consider you can prove things in reality or not, there are tests and things that you can do in reality. That's obvious. Some of these things are pretty simple. Some of them are just conceptual thought experiments. It's the beauty of logic. So, anybody wants to come in? Yeah, they are struggling, and I do have a fair bit of stuff from McToon. And McToon and the main surveyor, there is some stuff for us to go over. There's something going on there. It looks like there's a little bit of fun to be had. He does consider us evil though as well. I'm not too sure that's a good look for somebody wanting to lead a church. Or at least be the advisor to a guy that's leading a church. McToon should stop lying to the congregations of other people's churches. Everybody knows he's been lying to his own congregation for years. But again, if McToon wants to come and have a chat, I know he's appeared over there in the Globe Gangsters Discord server once I left, because I think he's probably safe over there since I'm not there. But if McToon does want to come and have a conversation again, or whether his little horns will come out, Yeah. Looks like we've got a job to do. Okay, I'm gonna go sign off. I've got some work to do. Got to sell a test, sell a proof. Here we go. Right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Come and join us in the Discord. That's the best place to be. You'll get a more a realistic view of what's going on.